Welcome to Let's Talk Schools. I'm your host, Mike Looney, and it's my honor to serve as the superintendent of Fulton County Schools. I really enjoy hosting this show because it allows me to lean into some of the most important topics affecting our district, especially our students. In this special episode, we are looking back at some of our most inspiring and informative shows, starting with our episode focusing on teen mental health. Growing up can be exciting, but it also comes with unique challenges, from academic pressures and social expectations to the struggles of self-discovery. In this episode, we dove into real stories, expert advice, and practical tools to help students navigate their mental health journeys. We also introduced you to Dallas Brooms, a senior at Alpharetta High School, who started a nonprofit called Zen Gen. It explores wellness topics affecting today's teens. You've started an organization. Tell us about your organization and why that's meaningful and impactful to you.
I started an organization over the summer called Zen Gen, play on words there, Zen Generation and Z for Gen Z. It's basically dedicated to trying to provide resources however we can regarding mental health, whether that's webinars that we're hoping to host where we can talk about a variety of subjects that affect a lot of teenagers and things that are important like substance abuse and family trauma and, things from the past that might still hurt them. We also hope to provide subsidies for people that need it to get therapy. And we just hope to make this a better place for everybody, for students, for staff, for everybody, anybody that needs it, but specifically our students.
Another hot button topic we examined on Let's Talk Schools was school safety. Our district has its very own police department that works diligently to serve and support our students and staff. From ensuring safety on campus to assisting with events, we learned how they protect and connect with students each day at Fulton County Schools. So talk to us about the structure of your department. How many officers do you have? What are the primary functions of the Fulton County Schools Police Department?
We're a non-traditional agency that fits a kind of a very traditional role inside Fulton County Schools. We're staffed. If we're fully staffed, we have just shy of 90 police officers altogether. We have everything that a regular, fully functioning, out rolling the streets police department has. We've got a criminal investigation unit. We've got a special operations unit. We've got patrol functions. We've got school-based officers. We've got community officers. One of the exciting things that we're going to be starting up this year is a K-9 program. So we're very excited about that. More to come on that, right? So kind of in the get-go on that. But I guess the biggest difference that we have is that our focus is, like we're going to talk about today, is very community related, right? When I get the chance to go out and talk to folks about what we do, I like to say that we don't police kids, right? We try to keep the world out so our kids have an opportunity to learn in a great educational environment. What we do inside the educational environment is do our best to be a positive influence and a role model in a law enforcement function. A lot of times we get kids that come into us and we're the first positive influence that they have in a law enforcement type capacity, right? So we try to build relationships inside. We build relationships with our stakeholders, our kids, our staff members, our parents that walk on our campuses, our visitors that, on campus. And again, we fit that traditional law enforcement role that every other police department does. And we have to enforce laws too at the same time, but our primary focus is really building those relationships inside the schools with our kids.
I can't stress enough the importance of school safety. It is our top priority, and we take maintaining safe and secure learning environments extremely seriously. That led us to dedicate an entire show to the Student Code of Conduct, which outlines the services and rights afforded to all of our students throughout the district. This year, we added new language in the Code of Conduct, specifically focusing on harassment. Take a look. But you mentioned harassment.
Mhm.
So and harassment takes on lots of different forms.
It does.
And it's one of those buzzwords now. I'm being harassed.
It is.
So what can you talk a little bit more about what we mean by harassment?
So harassment means if you are targeting a student based on their racial identity, gender identity, sexual orientation, religion, anti-Semitic language, or slurs, all of those things fall under the umbrella of harassing behavior. And like I said, we're not going to tolerate it. You know, we have a lot of concerning things happening in our community, a lot of things happening in our society that are very concerning, they're going to come into our schools. And we have to make it clear through expectations that it's not going to be tolerated. And one thing I would encourage parents to do is sit down with your student, sit down with your child, and review the code of conduct. You know, go over it with them so they understand what's expected of them from day one to when they graduate from us. They need to know that we're not going to tolerate it.
This next clip will lift your spirits as we introduce you to the best of the best at Fulton County Schools. It is easy to see why these two amazing women have been honored as Teacher of the Year. I really had a blast talking to Yvette and Elise. Their positivity is contagious. How do we continue to focus on relationship building in this work? Yvette?
One of the things is just making sure that you're compassionate, because you have to be compassionate and also empathetic. You want, even now in middle school, you have students come to me early in the morning. They're sharing, things that they may need help on, as far as going to a counselor or just may want to share. Many times students are very quiet and they're not very receptive, but when you give them that loving feeling, they feel comfortable being around you, and they also are comfortable learning from you.
And what about you, Elise?
So one of the things that I like to do, my students always had outside activities that were really important to them, and that might be a place that they would tend to shine, whereas maybe in the classroom they weren't shining. And they would say, Miss K, can you come see me do wrestling? Or can you come see me play football? Or can you, whatever it was, I really made the effort to at least get there so that they saw me in the stands and they knew that I was there supporting them when they were shining, so that we could work together when they were in the classroom. And that has been such a gift to me, these relationships with these students that are still checking in with me today and telling me how they're doing in the future. I have a couple of future doctors, and I have a couple of pharmacists, and these are students who struggled in special education in their early years, and look at them now. So yay, Fulton County, yay us, right?
Yeah.
Yay them.
The last clip we have for you is from our show on post-secondary education, where we heard from another amazing student who revealed his personal tips on applying to college using the many resources the district provides. And what advice would you have for students that are coming behind you to start thinking about the journey from high school to post-secondary opportunity?
I love that question. I think the main thing for me is that, like, looking for after high school or even in the future in general, you have to know what your purpose is. I feel like students today have to just learn what their purpose is, and then that would direct them to actually find out what their post-secondary options are. And I also think starting early, doing your own research, and actually trying to, find out what is the best fit for you. Because there's a ton of universities out there, a ton of people that will give you a lot of money, but which one is the right path for you? Which one is the right path that will take you to your destination and your purpose? That would be my advice.
That was great advice. I hope you enjoyed this special episode of Let's Talk Schools. You can watch the full episodes by visiting our website or check out all 4 seasons of our show, which can be found on our YouTube channel. Please join us for our next edition of Let's Talk Schools. And as always, thank you for watching.